Germany has gone, yeah, Jewish. I'm really thinking that if we want to expand, we're going to be attacking Germany or Spain. Probably Germany, because I think it's a better route over here. Whereas going after the Inca might be a little bit awkward. Well, no, not impossible. Actually, we really could attack the Incas quite easily. So how do we want to do it, guys? Which religion are we going to go? In a moment, we're going to have a choice between either one. Because you can have multiple religions in a city. It doesn't work the same way. Once religion spread there, it's just there. There's no citizen number or anything like that. So which religion are we going to go and who are we going to hate? So let's go and I'm going to make a straw poll. Straw poll. So keep in mind, whoever we share religion with, we're going to be friends with. So we'll probably want to, and we'll automatically be enemies with the other side. So that will be our target. So which religion? Judaism. So, plan war versus Inca, or Buddhism, plan war versus Germany. Create poll. Don't spam the chat. Which religion do we want? Bam. 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 Click that link, vote, and I'll revisit it in a couple of turns. I mean, if Judaism wouldn't want, I could have turned to it right now, but it's not going to cost as much. And that's going to be an extra source of some more happiness, which is good. All right. We need to... I'm going to get my workers to work together and improve the corn a little bit faster. That's going to be handy. And you're going to keep an eye out over here, actually. I like a little bit more vision here. And you can just go to the capital for now. Actually, I've changed my mind. Mr. Archer, you're going to go stand over there. We'll have some overlap with Lavinia the first, but it's great. Alright, let's take a look at the straw poll, because this will be relevant. You guys want me to switch to Buddhism. That is pretty overwhelming. Therefore, I'm telling Isabella to go... Because we're friends with Buddhists. We are not going to be friends with the Judaist people. So we're going to say farewell. And we do have a Buddhist missionary, which I'm hoping is coming to me. I'm really hoping it is. All right, you guys work together to hook up that corn. We're going to get attacked here. But archers are stronger than warriors and have a massive bonus when defending a city. They also have a first strike ability. So you don't get ranged attack in normal Civ 4. But your archers are still like stupendously good units, especially on the defense. So, oh, jungle grew. That's fine, I guess. Borders are expanding. Everything is groovy. The library's about to finish here. Did we get the library here? We did, right. No. Yes. Please work 2 science specialists. There's still so much food in Shadow Dragon, we can easily run 2 science specialists at the same time. So each one of these normally would give us 3 beakers, or Erlenmeyer flasks. I call them beakers because people always do. Each one would normally give me 3 beakers, but I'm getting 6 beakers per because of representation. So it's worth noting, my total science production right now, does it not show up here? What does it actually show, like, my beakers per turn? Oh, right here. Oh, in green! I couldn't see, on, the mountain was distracting me. There we go. There, better background. Beakers per turn, 42. So we're getting 12 of that by virtue of the fact that we have science specialists going in our capital. That's a pretty big boost, although it means we're working less of other things. We actually are getting pretty good science because of all the commerce we're working here, which is nice. But not only that, it also adds great scientist points, great person points per turn. We are getting some progress towards a great engineer because of the Lighthouse, but we are going to get great scientist points from our scientist specialist, and we would very much like an early great scientist so that we can build an academy in our capital. Huge priority. One of the big reasons that once you do have a library, you optimize for that right away. In at least one of your cities, you do that. Okay. So, I'm going to build a settler over here because I want my 3rd city. Great food here with the corn. Now, at this point, I can confirm, indeed, we do not have any corn affecting us here, nor sheep. And actually, we don't have the corn or sheep affecting us in Livia the First either. And both of those are health resources. We do have the clams, but they don't stack. Multiple copies of the same thing do not stack. So what we really want at this point is we want to get some roads going. What's the road to command? Is it Control R? Alt R. We want to get some roads that connect up the corn and the sheep with roads, connect it to Livia the First, and then because the river flows to the sea and we trade along the coast, this will fix the health problems that we're having in Shadow Dragon. So there's happiness and there's health. Health, you get 1 point per population by default, and every point, if your unhealthiness exceeds your healthiness, then you lose food. So we're growing a little bit slower because we've got too much unhealthiness here. Even though we have a bonus from fresh water, you also get bonus for forest, but we did cut that all down. The ivory is connected. Ivory is connected because it's adjacent to the river. Apparently. I thought I'd still have to build a road here, but apparently you don't. We are getting the benefit from the ivory here and here as well, which is giving us the +1 happiness. And if we look, we enjoy luxurious resources, so they are actually getting their happiness kicked in. I really thought we'd have to build a road here. Apparently it's not the case. Just being adjacent to the river is fine. So it's good. Saves us some building time. Again, you don't have to pay. We don't have to pay to maintain roads, but it's still nice. Now, even though I have trade between my two cities as is, I am going to go and build a road to over here. That way our troops can move faster between one and the other, which is going to be a good idea. I suspect we can do some chops, right? Or some whips. Whip it good. At some point, we will stop doing slavery so we can actually grow our cities a bit bigger. But for now, it's a great way to accelerate our growth. Great Lighthouse is a wonderful wonder. +2 trade routes in all coastal cities. Trade routes work differently in Civ 4. Let me just pick something random. Do we need the aqueduct? No, we don't really need that. Moist statues are also quite cool, actually. Actually, they're really good. Now, this is a national wonder. Everyone can build one moist statue. Gives you +1 production in all water tiles. I think we're going to build it in our capital. We only have 6 water tiles. Right? And it's very easy to find another city spot later on that has more water tiles. But that is later on. A lot of times a city with lots of water tiles has shit production, would take forever. And we don't have that city now. We do have the capital now. I'm not going to build the moist statues yet. Our production currently sucks, mostly because we are working the science so hard. But that's okay. We do want more settlers, or more workers. We've got an extra settler going on. I think I'm actually going to go and build another settler. Confucianism. So, okay, Confucianism is unlocked by the Code of Laws. So clearly, technologically, we're hurting a bit. After we finish calendar, we are going to pick up alphabet, or maybe trade for alphabet. And then we'll see if we can catch up tech-wise. So that's a Buddhist missionary. So where's Confucianism? It's up here. I'm thinking that means Germany research Code of Laws. Yeah, actually, Hamburg is the holy city for Confucianism. That is very likely to mean that Germany will convert over to be Confucianist rather than Judaist, because it's their own religion. And that's good for us in a sense, because it will break the friendship between Germany and Spain. Germany's still going to be a target because we're still Buddhist right now. Is there a difference between religion? Absolutely not. Basically, all the religions are exactly the same in this game. They just get them at different tech levels. There's Buddhism finally. So let me check the straw poll. Yes, overwhelming. So, and especially if we're planning on going to war with Germany, we don't want to be Confucianists. So we will start this. We were officially becoming a Buddhist nation, which is going to make us very friendly with Inca. You can see here, +1 for years of peace, of strength in relations. +2, care for brothers of the faith. He looks really cranky right now, even though he's pleased, so that's weird. And we have our open borders. And actually, that faith bonus will grow over time. It caps at different levels depending on how important faith is for various people. So we've got that. That's great. Would you like to trade clams for gold? Only if I also give you horses, which I'm not willing to do. But we could look at doing some more trading there, and we should probably take a look soon. All right, a lot of barbarians walking to my territory over here. I only have 1 archer unit defending the city, which scares me a great deal because it is going to be very injured here. I may have underbuilt my defenses, and we may suddenly find ourselves getting destroyed. I'm going to rush this warrior up to Livia the First as well. And in my capital, I'm going to sneak in another archer to defend the capital before the settler. There we go. Yeah, that's good. All right, you finished connecting the roads, which does help with our movement. And even though no one can work this copper because it's out of range, we can go and improve it and then build a road to it, at which point we will have access to copper and we can build axemen, which are great units. Maybe the worker should not be standing there, except he's got no moves left. So most likely the worker's about to get destroyed, because none of my units have a move left over here. And I definitely don't want to leave the city. I'm really worried about our city here. You, go and start improving the copper. Oh, we can whip some stuff. We don't need the settler right now. So actually, just hold off a sec. This archer can be whipped, though, and I definitely want that. Okay, here's hoping that they don't just obliterate. Luckily, archers, again, really good on defense. Oh, we didn't even take a hit there. Really good in defense, and especially good at defending cities.
For everything, there is a season.
We did lose a worker over here, and we're going to have to rebuild them right quick. So, what's really good for your defensive archers is grabbing City Garrison, which gives you an extra plus 20 city defense. In this case, though, I'm going to go on the offense, so I'm going to grab an extra first strike chance and go and blow up this guy so it doesn't cause any more trouble. Then I'm going to move this archer into the woods over here and just try to block that dude. You are going to stay fortified in this city. And we are going to have to build some more workers real soon. You can rush that settler. I don't know if we need to build war chariots. War chariots are quite interesting. They are the unique unit for the Egyptian Empire. They don't need horses, I think. Immune to first strikes, gets no defensive bonuses. Yeah, so the war chariots are good for attacking archers. They get a bonus against axemen. They're a good counter to that. They also move very quickly. And they're a unique unit, so we'll probably want to build them. I'm just curious if I'm going to build them first. Oh, we probably want barracks first. Actually, let me go and rebuild a couple of workers. Oh, we got an event. Horse Whisperer. Complete this quest, you must build 7 stables. Well, that's not going to happen until we have at least 7 cities. So, we'll see. Can you attack? Oh, that is bad odds. Just move into this woods then, and then I'm going to get the... Oh, that's my injured archer, so you're going to go back into the city. I'm going to move the settler out there, and actually, I guess the warrior I will also move out here for now, and that's going to be fine. And the extra settler, we're going to double settle up here. It's a bit aggressive, but I think it should be okay. We are the wealthiest civilization in the world. Yeah, all our goody huts gave us money, which is nice. You are still in the woods, which makes this attack very, very sketchy. Oh, we got a 70% chance here. It's not great, but I will take it. Good, because you were going to go after the worker and generally be a giant pain in the ass. And yes, I want to settle over here. So we're going to do that. This archer, just stay in the city. Taoism has been founded in distant land. Okay. And we can whip some more, but this is... We already have some unhappiness in the bank in both these cities here. Yeah. So I'm actually going to let our current unhappiness burn off. And in fact, I think we are going to be looking at... What do we need to move off of slavery? Serfdom is great. We need to get up to feudalism. Well, I guess we're keeping slavery for now. Or maybe I stop whipping. RX210, thank you very much for the resub. 5 months in a row. You say they don't need horses? Yeah, I think... I know, it's a little bit odd. I might be wrong about it. Let's take a look. Where do you unlock them? Right over here. The war chariots. Okay, no, the war chariots do need horses. Every now and again, there's a unit where, like, the base unit, like, a regular chariot needs horses, but I couldn't remember if the war chariot still did. Sometimes it's like, because you're super good at it, you don't need, like, a hardcore source of horses. Presumably, I don't know, you have horses in your cities or something like that. I don't know. But, there we have it. We're going to give you the extra first strike here. Move over here. Still looks good. Okay, good. And that's going to give us our iron as well. We need more more workers as well, especially with extra cities. In Civ 4, you want more workers than in Civ 5. In Civ 4, the rule of thumb is often around 2 workers per city. So we're about to get our 3rd, in fact, 4th city quite soon. Actually, let me go and whip that settler. Makes no sense not to. So we're going to want, like, maybe 8 workers at this point. Now, if we're going to keep going with a specialist economy, we are going to want to... oh, yeah, I'm going to need this silk hooked up for happiness. Get a plantation. We are going to want to make sure to focus heavily on food. And you always want a lot of food, but it's going to become slightly even more important here. I found a city here. And you are going to be called... Oh! Well, how convenient. Who just resubbed. Literally the next person in the list of my randomized list is RX210. You're watching, so that makes me really happy. And a lot of times we add someone here, and I don't know if they're here at this time. So what do we build first? It's actually quite nice to build early libraries, because, I mean, obviously, 25% more science, good. Specialist economy, we do want to run more scientists, so maybe, you know, a library helps. Normally, it's a good thing to prioritize because of the culture, but because we're creative, we get free culture in all of our cities. So it's less important. We don't need a culture building to expand our borders. On the other hand, we do build libraries twice as fast because we are creative. Creative gives us the half-price library, which is nice, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start with a worker again with the same sort of logic that we don't need to grow a city that doesn't have improved territory, so we may as well just get the extra worker going anyway. I'm going to stick the archer in the city. We will need a few more archers as well. And you are going to build a road to there. Because we have copper mined, but we don't have access to copper as a strategic resource, so we still can't build axemen. And maybe I really didn't need the extra settler, but it is what it is. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a barrack. And we are going to be moving to be a bit more aggressive. You make a pit stop over there. You get up on the hill. You are going to be working on this. And actually, I guess we don't have enough free units to defend our settler going forward. We know there's barbarians kicking around. Delay your worker. Go ahead and queue me up a couple of archers. They're good for city defense, great for dealing with barbarians. We got our first great person! Eileen Gray. This is a great engineer, which we can use to hurry production of a wonder. Well, that's very interesting. You know what I would like? I would very much like the Great Lighthouse. Huge amount of money. Good for coastal cities, and it looks like we're going to have a good number of them. So let me go and queue that up top. And if I hurry production... Well, hurry production in the city's current effort. I don't remember if it insta-finishes or not. We can also do golden ages. We can light bulb you for an idea. All specialists can be light bulb for a free tech. Or we can have you join the city. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, Rio, thank you very much for the host. And Tim River Tam. Or Time River Tam? Time River Tam, maybe. Thank you very much for the resub. Okay. You can make your great people join a city. They will be a permanent specialist. So if I make this great engineer join our city, we get permanent plus 3 hammers, plus 3 beakers. And because we're running representation, we get another plus 3 beakers. I think we've got to join the city. No, join the city. Hurry the Great Wonder. Ooh. And I don't remember. Okay. I think this insta-completes the wonder. It doesn't say otherwise. Finish construction of the Great Lighthouse. Okay, it does. It's not going to do a partial one. No, I think it's too good. We will want to join the city. Join city is good for long campaigns. Well, this will be longer, and we do have the specialist economy, at least for now. But yeah, no, let's build this wonder. Wonders are cool. Also, it's an Egyptian wonder for crying out loud, right? Pyramid, Great Lighthouse, Great Library, which... Do you get that from Alphabet? What unlocks the Great Library? Literature. The Great Library. Feels almost like we should go for the full set, don't we? We'll see. But if we can get Pyramid, Great Lighthouse, Great Library, finish the Egypt set, because there's no Sphinx. Dion, thank you very much for the resub. Dion was a city in our last game. You stay... Actually, Forest, I think, gives you... Yeah. Mountains give you 25 defense. Forest give you plus 50. Also, our warrior has the extra jungle and forest defense, so we want to be in forest tiles whenever possible and hope the attack is there. You fortify up there. You just wait until we get more archers. And in fact, we can whip this guy, so we're going to do that. And actually, since this city's going to have an archer in a second, we're going to risk moving you up here, since we can move into defensive territory. You're demanding writing. Now, this is interesting, because this is one of our potential allies. We could give them writing. Writing's worth how many beakers now? 172. So right now, it represents about 3 turns worth of tech for us. They might be teching faster or slower. We could be tempted. This is a friendly request. It's not a demand, because we're friends. Where he's pleased right now. Some AIs will declare war at pleased. Hey, Ponyu, thanks for the resub. Some AIs will declare war at pleased and others won't. It's actually something that is good to know in Civ 4. Who declares it pleased and who does not. But you can also get them to friendly. And there's different thresholds for everyone as to when they get friendly or not. At friendly, they guarantee they will not declare war on you at friendly. I don't think any AI does, which is a nice... I like that. It removes the randomness of some of these things. You know, if someone is friendly, you know for sure they will not declare war on you. And in Civ 4, unlike Civ 5, in Civ 4 you can actually cultivate long-term friendships, which is pretty nice. He's demanded writing in a strongly worded interpretive dance. Reddish Mallard, thank you. I'm going to give it to him. I don't know if it's good or not or whatever, but I sort of want to demo things. We're going to make super good friends with this guy. Because why not? He's not that high in score. Currently, he is another one of our Buddhist buddies. Although he might found his own religion and stop being Buddhist. That would be pretty awkward later on. We gave him help, which is +1. There we go. Next little modifier. Oh, you could have traded for mysticism. That was a little bit jerk-ass. But then later on, we can see if we can get him to declare war on people simultaneously with us, which is handy.
Have the power to both destroy and heal.
Oh, it's after 4. We gotta stop. But since we just went ahead and unlocked the alphabet, means we can trade at will with anyone, even if they don't have alphabet. Let's see what we can do. First of all, let's trade some pigs for clams over here. He'll probably be happy to do that. Yep. So each one of us will get a little bit more health, which is good. He's cautious right now. We are not going to be trading calendar for mysticism. Calendar, if we mouse over, is worth 500 beakers. Mysticism is worth 71. We might want to research mysticism. Actually, we're about to. And then once we research mysticism, it will enable us to trade more things. So maybe we'll just wait for that. We did complete that great lighthouse, which is great. I mean, it's right there in the name. And not only does it give us the bonus of +2 trade routes in all coastal cities, which I haven't talked about trade routes yet, it also gives us +6 sculpture and progress towards great merchant points. Unlike Civ 5, there is only 1 bar for great person points over here. Anything that adds great person points adds to your great person production rate. But for every source that gives great scientist, great engineer, great merchant. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for the resub. It affects the percentage chance of what you're going to get at the end. And it's per source. It doesn't matter how much a source gives. It's for each source that contributes to percentages. So right now, as is, we'd have a 60% chance of getting a great scientist, which is really what we want. Although the engineer worked out really well for us. 20% chance of a merchant, 20% chance of a great engineer. And that's because we're getting some points from the scientist, we're getting some points from the pyramid, and some from the great lighthouse. So it splits up a little bit like that. So we would really like a great scientist. So this guy moved into the forest, and we don't want to attack there. Now, if he attacks me, I will have the river bonus as a defense, which is nice to see. And for safety, someone built the Colossus. I'm going to move a second archer into this tile over here. Because here's the thing. If this guy attacks into this tile, again, someone always dies. And because he'll be attacking across river and archers are good on the defense, we might be fine. But if he did kill my archer, because that would be the last military unit in the tile, he would have finished his move into the tile and killed my settler. Now, even if he attacks me and kills my 1 archer, there's going to be another archer there, so he won't actually be able to move into the tile. He might just decide to move over here and attack my settler, or my worker. Well, he won't be able to attack it. He'll just be able to move towards it. And that's, you know, that's not too bad. We can live with that. You are going to move over this way and see what we can see. And you're just going to wait 1 turn here. All right, mysticism is kicking in. So he did attack this stack. Worst case scenario, he could kill 1 group of archers, which would be annoying. We do have the bonus from the river here, but it's not, you know, it wasn't completely one-sided. But we did win.
Nature
Good.
herself has imprinted on the minds of all the idea of God.
So we can finally build our obelisk, which does mean we can turn our citizens into priests, which are more specialists, which we get a bonus for. Plus, it generates more great people point. We can also build Stonehenge if we want, which is 8 culture, which is huge, and 2 great profit points, like great people points, and gives me a free obelisk in every one of my cities, which is awesome, and I don't think anyone's built it. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Our archer has been damaged. I can give a bonus versus melee, bonus versus archery, 10% global bonus all over the place. We've, you know, can do a variety of upgrades here. The medic is really good because it heals units in the same tile. It's great to have a medic in a stack. I think my idea though is you do already have first strike. I could keep going down that way, which I guess is good. Archers with first strike are good sort of all-rounders, and I might use it on the attack later on. So for now, my plan is to continue to move over this way in some fashion. No one's colonized here, which is good. I'll be curious to see exactly what the German borders look here. If we can get gold, it would be great, because gold give a lot of production. Floodplains here. Floodplains do generate a bit of disease, but they're huge. They're 3 food. Floodplains are desert tiles on a river. And we're playing as Egypt! So it feels like we should get some floodplains at some point, maybe. Oh! Germany literally just dropped a city right here. Right now, as we were looking, because we already had vision over here. Literally just dropped a city right here, which is really annoying. But that's okay. We're going to drop a city right there instead. It's going to get a lot of tundra, which isn't great. But it'll be river adjacent. It'll get the pigs, the wheat, the deer quite early on, which is nice. Doesn't get us another source of iron, but you don't, unlike Civ 5, there's not, as long as you have iron somewhere, that's it. You can build unlimited amounts. The only thing multiples give you is the ability to trade, or give you some security, so you don't have to worry about one being pillaged, which can be awkward. But I'm going to be quite happy with here. We will get overlap with this German city, which I guess I could go. I like rivers because of the connection. You get a variety of bonuses from being on. Oh, that doesn't give me the iron. I guess I'd go here, but looks like colonizing on the deer isn't helpful. Settling on a plains hill like this does give you an extra hammer in your base tile. But I think we're better off just going here. Yeah, there'll be overlap with the German city, but that's okay. We have to stop the stream in a moment here, but let's go ahead and drop this city down and see how it goes. Oh, you're supposed to be walking with the settlers here. You stop your move. Make sure to group you together, because the settlers move at speed of 2 and they can outpost your military. Oh, we could have traded. Okay, now that polytheism is done, we can go and do another trading pass, because we've got a lot of prereq stuff. And we might be able to get some sweet things now. So, for example, mathematics is worth 3... What do they have? Meditation, 114. Priesthood, 85. Monotheism, 171. We could also trade alphabet. I feel like a lot of our neighbors have alphabet. I guess I can check. If I check at the trade screen over here, I can see who wants alphabet. Isabella and Sarajevo. So these two already have it. So I'm not worried about giving up alphabet at this point. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. So we'll give away alphabet. And first, what will he give me for this? All 3 of his technologies. Meditation, priesthood, monotheism for that. And I think that value is pretty good. 429 for 171. 250. 360 or something. So he's definitely getting the better part of the trade. But this can actually give him a boost. And a boost to our relationship. And I'm happy with that. We could see, like, would you take mathematics for this? No. No. He'll do it for alphabet, that's it. Later on, when we get the ability to trade gold, we can get a little bit of gold on both sides to make things round off better. But yeah, I'm going to be fine with this. Boom. And then what I'm going to do is wait a turn, because we just got 3 new technologies, which unlocked a bunch of new prerequisites.
The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.
I guess maybe I should have played those one at a time. So we're going to wait a turn, and then we're going to go back and try to trade some more. And we're wickedly catching up on technology all of a sudden. I mean, so is everyone else a little bit, but if we're doing all the centralized training, we're making sure that we're always going to be at least on par with everyone else. And in Civ 4, you really benefit from beelining deeper technologies and then trading some of the more advanced ones to backfill wicked amounts of ones in them behind. So we did just unlock some extra civic. We can change from paganism to organized religion. Organized religion is really cool. The city with your official religion, which in this case is Buddhism, construct buildings faster, which is nice, and we can build missionaries without monasteries, which we're going to go ahead and do. Now, we have unlocked the ability to build monasteries now because we traded for organized religion? No. Where do you get monasteries? I don't remember. I mean, for all I know, I'm lying to you. Buildings. Monasteries. Monument. Oh, right! The monasteries are named something different for every nation. So, like, right now, the only city with Buddhism is my capital. It's also got Judaism. Both are them in there. And there it is. It's the Jewish monastery over here. Excellent. Or the Buddhist monastery. So what these buildings do is they give you culture, which is nice. They also give you 10% more science in the city, which is very nice. And they allow you to train missionaries. But if you have organized religion, you can build missionaries without building these first. And in fact, we can see that. Here's my Jewish missionary. Here's my Buddhist missionary. And this will be really nice because all of our cities that have Buddhism have +1 happiness. Now, our new city, RX210, got Buddhism automatically. Because it's connected via trade, which is happening on the coast and whatnot, it automatically spread over there, which is great. But Livia the First doesn't. It has Judaism and Confucianism, but no Buddhism. So we probably want to build 1 Buddhist missionary and spread it over there. In fact, yeah, we'll go ahead and delay the barracks for that, just to give us a little bit more happiness over here, which is going to be a nice thing to have. Now, it's possible, though, that the Incas or whoever might have spread it to this city eventually. The advantage to founding a religion is that your holy city, if you have a holy city and you generate a great profit, you can build, like, the special, unique building for that religion. So you just pop your great profit in the city, in your holy city, and you build a building there that gives you, I believe it gives you +1 gold for every city that follows that religion, which is awesome. Really, really huge. So I'm just going to keep going long enough to go and settle the city over here. You actually pop down that way for some vision, and you guys work as a group, And you're going to plop yourself down over there. So we'll get it. Just one more turn. Just one more turn. One more turn forever. We still need more workers. Still need the archers rather, to fill in the gaps back here. Shadow Dragon can hurry the Buddhist missionary by sacrificing 2 population. Although, we already have 2 points of unhappiness from the whips. So, yeah, I think we're beyond doing any more whips over here. And in fact, if we're not going to whip, well, we might whip it good. Or watch me whip, watch me nay-nay. Pick your annoying song. We might whip on our front lines a little bit more. At some point, we want to go away with it, though, because every turn you have slavery, there's a chance that a slave revolt can start, which is really annoying. It'd be better to upgrade to serfdom or caste system. Actually, caste system unlocks the Code of Laws, and that's really good with the specialist economy that we're working for, so maybe we will just work towards that. Oh, this is a new turn, so I want to do another round of trading. I'm suspecting the Khmer don't have anything. And I prefer to trade with people who are lower down in the score list, because they're obviously weaker. And often you don't want to trade with your enemies, because they might not give you as good of a deal. Actually, I don't know if there's tech. We've got tech mismatches all over the place. Yeah, either we don't have anything, or vice versa. Would you do gold for clams? You like me. You're pleased. Yeah, no, I totally get it. No, that's my only marble, so that's a no-go. What about the Khmer? Did you have anything? Nope. And I could look in trading, so they're cautious. They don't hate me that much. No, and Spain really doesn't like me, because the heathen religion sway is actually going to grow. It'll be more than -4. I think she caps at -6 or -8 that way. So she's going to hate me for having a religion mismatch. Okay, so it looks like that's all the trading we can do for now. It would be really nice to trade for gold or something that gives us +1 happy, but we'll take, whatever we can get for now. That's fine. That worker hooked all that up. So I believe all our cities now have access to copper. Excellent. And have the extra health, so our cities are healthy. Having access to copper means we can build axemen. Axemen get a bonus versus melee units, which is huge. So what am I going to do with my remaining workers? Why don't you go and hook up the iron? That'd be quite nice. So you're just going to keep eyeballing over here, making sure that we're relatively clear. Isabel founded another city. Cancel your deals with the Germans. I'm going to say yes. We're going to have open borders with the German. I don't need to be friends with Germany. I'm probably going to go after them. And by saying yes over here, I will get a bonus to our relationship. And in fact, if I say no, I'll get a penalty to our relationship. So I'll say yes. Diplomacy. One thing I really like about Civ 4 versus Civ 5, diplomacy really feels like it has value in Civ 4. Really, really, really does. It's very satisfying. And you really can make a friend for life. Even crazy ones like Montezuma, who's really nuts, if you can get him to be your friend, he's like he turns into your attack dog. Use him to declare war on people. It's great stuff. All right, we're at a worker done here. Before we start building more military units, I'm going to want a barracks here. So we're a little light on defense, but not too bad. And yeah, we are going to want probably some more farm here. What are you working? These are reasonable tiles, but soon you're going to need more reasonable tiles. So I think we'll actually just go and farm up over here. One thing that's very common to do in Civ 4, I mean, sort of in all Civs, but you want to max out your population. You need 2 food for population, and population generally works a tile. Let's ignore the specialists. So you need each tile to basically produce 2 food each to sustain that. And if you look here, you can quickly calculate things. So anywhere that's got 2 food, you can ignore. But these tiles here only have 1. So you can sort of count them as -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. This is +3. So now we're at -5. And we've got some desert tiles, which we'll just ignore because we don't care about working them. So we need to compensate by at least 5 food. Oh, wait, there's a +2 here. So 3 food. We're at -3. So we need to compensate with at least 3 more food to basically work all the tiles that we can work. So we're ignoring the desert tiles. And I think this tile is overlapped with the other city. I can take over it, or I can leave the other city take over it. So then you're like, oh, so then I have to build X number of farms. It changed a little bit with specialists, because specialists don't generate food. So you want your specialist city, which tends to be also your great person farm, to be the places with the maximum amount of food. And we might want to do that here in Shadow Dragon, for example. We actually might want to encourage the game, listen, just grow as quickly as possible. Because right now your growth rate actually was still growing. But no, grow as fast as possible would be handy, especially if we're going to run specialist over here. We're always going to have these 2 scientists, so work the maximum food over here. Plus, hey, it's more commerce, so we get more science, which is really handy. At some point, we are going to have to cut back on our science to make money. And in fact, one thing that's very common, you could just go, like, kill all the science. First of all, we're still going to make science because we have our specialists, which is quite cool. And there's no reason, if I run, like, let's say I need 10 turns for a tech, and I run 10 turns at 50% science, then, So, yeah, 10 turns at 50% science gets me a tech. Or I can run 5 turns at 0 science, and then 5 turns at max science. And it averages the same way and still gets me a tech in 10 turns. But the nice thing about that is you spend a bunch of time with running no tech whatsoever, and you build up your bank. Then you have bank for, like, emergency situations. And we don't really need money right now, but it could come up. And in fact, there might be events that can pop up here that would ask for some money, so it might not be a bad idea to do that. The other thing we could do is espionage. Right now, our espionage, I think, is pretty good. I don't remember what... We can see demographics. We have enough espionage that we can see our relative military strength, which is good. If we fell too far behind in espionage, we wouldn't be able to see our relative military strength, which would scare me. Also, if you get a lot, then you can actually... If you get to here, you can see their cities all the time. So with, let's say with Frederick over here, right? Germany, we might want to get saved up to 303 science to do that. Also, if you have lots of science, you can actually run some missions. You build a spy, you send it to a city. That's kind of fun. So we might want to do something like, let's wait Friedrich at, like, you know, just something. So all of our espionage is going to go towards him. And we're going to try to get to the point where we can see into his cities. That might be really handy. And we can actually dedicate some of our budget to espionage if we wanted to. I don't think we need to. But I'm going to go ahead and send all my espionage towards Friedrich for now. I don't know. We're still going to go and settle that city. We're going to go there. And colonize. And this city will be Ukofin. Ukofin. Welcome to the Empire. Oh, it's a barbarian encampment to our west there. And you are, once again, we're going to do the thing. I mean, there's lots of things we can build. Luckily, your borders grow by themselves. Otherwise, that would be a priority. Mausoleum is, oh, that is good. I actually might want to rush walls or some damn thing. No, we're going to need more workers. Like, we need a lot of workers, so we're going to queue that up first, and I still think that's a swell idea. And you can finish that. And why don't you just go and sit in the north, and you can do some fog busting up there and reduce the chance of barbarians. Okay, and then with this, we do have to put in a cut. We've gone 20 minutes over our time. I am so happy to be playing Civ 4 again, I can't even tell you. I love Civ 4. To me, it does maintain one of the most sort of elegant and very perfect games, especially of its era. I mean, certainly, you know, the graphics are a bit more dated than Civ 5. And certainly, I mean, in Civ 5, hex tiles, good. 1 unit per tile, very good. But it's just a different game. Death stacks or doom stacks in here. I mean, Civ 5, you have Carpet of Doom and have to, like, keep managing all these troops. And, like, you know, does it make sense to have one archer, like, guarding 10 square kilometers of land, which is sort of what happens? Does it make sense to, like, bombard, like, have an archer that can bombard, like, effectively something that should be miles away and have the same range as, you know, like a frigate or something? No, I mean, none of it makes sense. Every game has to abstract combat in some fashion, and they just made slightly different decisions. I like building big armies and say, you, go and kill that thing. And you just send a massive army with, like, a half dozen catapults, a bunch of archers, and some axemen. You park them outside a city. You spend several turns, which in this game term would be years, bombarding the city to bring down some of its defenses, and then you march in there, and it's great. It's great. And I think that's fine. And then the stackable armies is your entire defense for cities. Cities don't have innate defenses, so you need to keep troops in your cities. And how many? You know, 1 or 2, just enough. Because 1, if you don't have any, then they complain they don't have protection. If you have monarchy going on, then you want multiple to offset unhappiness. But then you may want to keep going beyond that because you're at a city at risk. You know, do you leave your inner cities more vulnerable or not? Your coastal ones. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So happy playing this again. Hopefully we didn't set ourselves too far behind on the pyramids. We are working a really low difficulty because it's been ages since I've played. Maybe it'll just end up being a raffle stomp, or maybe we'll be dead in the next 15 turns if Germany declares war on us. We'll see. Spain does have double our strength. Germany has about 30 or 50% more power than we do as well. So right now they are definitely ahead militaristically. But we are starting to work our way over there. I should not be building this Buddhist missionary. Or tell you what, go ahead and chop for that missionary, and then we'll just move on from there. All right, gonna save it now. Gonna put it away. Next stream will be on Saturday. We're likely to continue our Master of Orion game. And after that, next Wednesday, we'll be back with some more Civ 4. And mark your calendars. Next weekend, starting on Friday, the 15th, is Ludum Dare. It's gonna be 48 hours of game programming. We're gonna make a game over the course of the weekend. Thanks for watching, folks, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.